The Delta series was a line of experimental shuttles developed by Sinar Fleet Systems in the middle years of the reign of the Galactic Empire. Two separate ship lines, the T and JV series, would eventually result in limited production runs in the form of the T3C and JV7 classes, respectively. The T3C was built as a command shuttle, allowing high-ranking Imperial officers to keep in communication with disparate commands across the galaxy, being built to allow an officer to have, in essence, the communications capabilities of a much larger, proper warship, but in a very compact hull. The JV7, meanwhile, was built more to serve in the role of long-range convoy escort, packing an impressive amount of firepower onto a modified Lambda space frame to provide Imperial cargo transports a hyper-capable escort ship to protect them against pirate and rebel attacks. During the reign of the Empire, Sinar Fleet Systems used the Delta designation to denote an experimental or conceptual design that they judged was unlikely to enter wide-scale production. Basically, whenever Sinar made a new Delta series design, it was to show what they could do or what they thought the future would hold for shuttles. This means that there exist hundreds of shuttles designated as a Delta series variant, many of which look nothing like one another, or even a Sinar design, but occasionally a few of these prototypes and technology demonstrators would enter at least limited service. We are looking at two of them, the most prominent examples, today. The Delta T3C was developed as a prototype command shuttle featuring advanced communications equipment in the wings, which would allow occupants to remain in contact with their commands nearly anywhere in the galaxy, or oversee projects in widely disparate parts of the Empire. Sinar never intended the type to move beyond anything but a concept demonstrator, to show what the company could do and push the envelope technology-wise. However, an Imperial projects director would see the shuttle and take a liking to its black, angular design, ordering a limited production run of the type. The T3 would see service with several high-ranking Imperial officers who wished to stand out among their peers, who typically flew in the more common Lambda-class shuttles. However, issues maintaining the type's complicated wing geometry and unique engines meant that remaining shuttles would be mostly withdrawn from service by the Battle of Hoth. The JV7 shuttle was a joint project by Sinar and Cygnus Spaceworks. The intention was to produce a long-ranged, heavily armed escort shuttle to provide anti-starfighter cover for convoys of cargo ships traveling through regions where piracy was common. The type was based on the successful Lambda design, but featured a longer-ranged hyperdrive and much heavier armament. Like the T3C, the JV7 was never meant for mass production and widespread service, but rather to show what the manufacturers could do. A handful of the ships were produced, a squadron's worth, and deployed around the time of the Battle of Hoth. The type proved effective, though not worth the money, time, and resources to bring it into mass production. Lessons learned from this project would go into several other Imperial starfighter and shuttle designs used in the next decades. And that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat odd two-parter. I just wanted to try something different in video style and writing. Let me know what you think of it. The last thing I wanted to mention is that my Patreon supporters now have access to a Minecraft realm, where they can see the various ships I have built in 1-to-1 scale, complete with interior, the very world you see before you right now. With that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then consider subscribing, and even if you don't, have a nice day.